Okay, so my next video is about trusting God in all things, and I have like 2 lines on the front of the card, but a whole bunch of verses on the back. Um, because the Bible tells us all of the. Oh, sorry, this is going to be a Christian video. I figured the trusting in God would let people know I should have said something, but anyway, the Bible tells us all over the place that is one of the biggest things that we need to do is to trust God in all things, not lean on our own understanding. Believe that He's going to take care of us. That's why my tagline on all of my prayers and everything I write for my ministry and all of these videos all end in believe and make it so, because it's that belief and that continued belief that helps us to get through things, that helps us to believe in things, that helps us to make things happen in our lives. Believe and make it so. So that's why there's only 2 lines on the front of here, because I can tell you, just believe God's got you. I can tell you those things, but actually trying to be in a place where you know and you trust that you believe that He's actually got you is something that's actually difficult to do. I spoke in another video about how planned and organized I am, and if I don't have a plan, I kind of freak out. I have OCD, so everything has to be planned. Even these videos, I have 2 lines on this card. What am I going to say to you? Everything needs to be planned for me. So stepping out like this and believing that I can say things to you to help you believe is difficult for me to do. And that's kind of the point, is that how do we step up and believe in something? What is it that takes our heart and our mind and our soul? What is it that makes it so strongly believe in something that we're not willing to let it go, that we're willing to believe in it so strongly that we make it happen? How do we convince ourselves to do that? There's no way to tell you how to do that. That's an emotion. That's a personal thing. For me, it takes over and over and over and hard work. Even making these videos to me is hard work. By the time I'm done for the day, it drains me. That's why I don't make them every day, because I'm an introvert. I'm social. I will talk to people. I can be out in public. I can be in big crowds. But I tend to step back, and I tend to, when I'm stepping out in front of people like this, it's emotionally different for me. And I have to prepare for those things. Like I said, that's why I make these videos. How do we believe? How can I make myself believe that making these videos are a good thing? That's something that we do inside of ourselves, that we convince ourselves. It's something that we have to cliff jump, which is another video I made today. We have to believe in it so much that we're willing to jump off that cliff and know that God is going to catch us, or know that these things are going to happen. We have to believe in them strong enough to step forward and stand up for them. That comes from inside of us. I can't make your heart, I can't make your soul, and I can't make your mind believe things. I can't truly make you any different than you are. So trusting God in all things has to come from within you. That's something that you need to pray about. That's something that you need to seek. A belief in something isn't anything that anybody can make you do. It's something that you yourself have to want to do. People talk about addictions all the time, and that people aren't going to change unless they're ready to be changed. It's because it's the same kind of thing. I know who I am. I know what it takes to get me going. I know what it takes for me to make these videos. I know what it takes for me to write a prayer for everyone to read. I know what it takes for me to do the things that I do. And so I worked on those things. I spent time building myself to those things so that I could believe in what I do. That's what it takes for you. It takes time for you to build that up, to figure out what it is you want to believe in, what it is you want to trust. And it takes seeking it. It takes finding the answers. It takes the truth. It takes praying for it. It takes honest work to spend that time every day or even every hour or every minute to try and build that so that it's solid. It's a lifelong process, and over time things might change. Your beliefs might change. But if you don't want them to change, you need to figure out what caused them to change. It's a constant process. Trusting God in all things is a constant process. And that's why it's mentioned so many times in the Bible, because that is one of our biggest flaws. As Christians, we'll go to church on Sunday, and when we leave church, we're feeling all great. And even probably after you watch these videos or talk to someone about God, you're feeling really great. And 5 minutes later, something hits you and it starts chipping away at that. It takes work to not allow that to happen, to place that in such a solid foundation that we're finally to the point where we trust God in all things. Believing is in something. You have to believe in this without seeing it. You have to believe in this while people are persecuting you. You have to believe in this while people are coming at you and saying negative things to you. That kind of belief is really hard to have. But God knows that. I want you to know that. God knows that. He knows what you're struggling with. But if you want to continue to have that belief and you want to trust God in all things, it's going to have to come from inside of you. It's going to have to come from a point where you're willing to work on it and to take the time to step back every once in a while and say, okay, I'm losing something here. What do I need to do? Lord, how do I fix this? What caused this so I can remove it? It takes all those things. It's a constant relationship. And relationships get stronger over time. But if we're not feeding them, then they don't gain strength. They don't grow. So we have to feed it. And that's how you get to the point where you're trusting God in all things. I can't do it for you. I can pray for you. But it's something that you have to learn to do yourself. You have to be willing to take that time. In Jesus' name, that's what I pray for you this week, is that you find the time to build your faith. You find the time to learn to trust God in all things. In Jesus' name, that you find everything that helps you build that inside of you, and you find whatever's holding you back in Jesus' name. And as always, believe and make it so.